showing off my buddy's new watch for his son's football team. So, was a bit of a tough build, but not all of them are super easy. I guess maybe the last 3 or 4 videos I've said that, but it was definitely tough. So we etched out a laser etched dial for him in brass, and then I paint filled it in black and wet sanded it, and was finally able to get it looking proper. Went back and pipped it, and then did a gold paddle set with a black, we did a hand painted black seconds hand on here. He wanted the whole build to be black cerakote with gold flake. So we'll get, how much sun can we get on that? Because man, the sun is like up and back right now. It's not around where, and this is just a black light, so I don't know how easy it is to show, but this thing is a little loud. It's pretty awesome. When the sun hits it, it is pretty bright, but you can see I've got literally no sun. It's back up around there somewhere, so it's just, the natural light doesn't have an actual sunbeam to come in to kind of show how bright that is. But I did a smaller profile coin on there, so we laser etched it for his son's number there. I literally just picked it to, wow, don't focus on that. There we go. It only took 4 times. So we got the crown engraved for him there. We got a lower profile exhibition caseback. We'll cover on that. Like, what is that line? Sometimes I leave these things on there. It doesn't necessarily matter regardless. But lower profile exhibition caseback, black rotor, stainless steel movement holder in there, and then so the helmet that we etched in there, we were able to do the team logo in the helmet. So that was like an overlay on the lasering, and then there we go. We can kind of see that pop of color there, and then we lasered it in on the upper part of the clasp. So the flake was actually added into like a clear coat on top, and apparently it's a bit thick. He said keeps gumming up my gun, so it was a little bit of a process. Do one, clean the gun, do one, clean the gun. But we got the case, the crown, the bezel, and the SS band all done that way. So black cerakoted, be blasted, then black cerakoted, and then flake added into the clear coat. So that is your build, man. I think it turned out pretty awesome. As with all builds, you can turn it left, you can turn it right. It has a unidirectional bezel, but with Cerakote, it makes it extra tough to turn, which is good for you. Oh, and then it has a gold with black diver style insert, which is what he had picked out, said he liked. So actually, it works well with it. It's kind of a brighter version, but then that flake kind of plays in there too. And in the sunlight, it all goes well. So it's a good looking watch. It came out pretty awesome. So couldn't turn left, couldn't turn right. It's an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder to keep the time, but you will want to pre-wind it a little bit if you're not going to be very active. Don't just set your time and then hope for the best. Back the crown off the threads until you hear it clicking. At that point you can wind, and a wind is a turn away from you. Backwards does nothing, but it's a lot easier to just go back and forth. So do this for a few seconds before you put it on and make sure you keep time. If you do it for like 20 seconds, you're going to max out your 31. If you do it for 20 seconds like what I'm doing, not like 20 seconds of this, like really You know, I'm doing like, I don't know, these are maybe half turns. Here to here. Yeah, this is about a half turn. So I'm doing like a half turn. Half, 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 half. So if you do this for 20 plus seconds, you're going to max out your 31 plus hour power reserve. You cannot overwind it. So you can wind it all day if you like. You won't hurt it. And then when you feel good about it, then set your time. Pull it to the one and only click. And then just spin it around and set your time. Okay, Google. What time is it? Okay, Google. 12:50 p.m. You also notice you've got a wobble crown. It's going to deflect lateral pressure from going into the stem, so you're not going to apply any pressures and bend the stem or put pressure on the movement. Just knock it back over, screw it down, and you are done. And as with every build, matching beads. And with Paul, every build's beads get stolen, so he asked if we can make a tiny one for him. So we did a 5.5 inch little bracelet to match. So he'll be able to keep his beads this time, in theory. Build just coming in a special edition box. Paul already has a awesome watch holder with a Mark V diver helmet in the middle. So sooner or later we'll have to get him a Mark V. So just a special edition box, just a silver special edition box. Of course, my phone doesn't want to focus. And then as with every build, watch cleaners is good on all glass and metal parts. Let's back this thing up. All glass and metal parts, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue. And then he doesn't have any leather, so with his, just some fine scratch remover for that's acrylic glass, so that if there's any scratches to it, he can buff it out. Put a tiny bit on there. Buff it out using your included microfiber. It is basically like a poly watch, and it's because it's an acrylic glass and it will scratch. So if that happens, that's it. And if you scratch a cerakote, you're effed. There's no fixing that. Don't do that. You just show silver under there. So same thing as if you'd rub your car against a wall. You know, whatever you're rubbing your watch on, just pretend like, would you rub your car on that? If you would, then you will get the same results. Knock off your clear coat, get down to the metal. So the cerakote, you know, is added on there and it's baked in, but it can scratch. It's abrasion resistant, but you can't fix that part. But if you get it on the glass, no big deal. We can fix that part. So that is your build, buddy. I appreciate you a ton. And if you want me to build you something, got something unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, because I put them up all the time. Thanks again.